Hey, you all. Today we're going to talk about Tiffany Henyard. She is the mayor of Dolton, Illinois, which is a small village or town inside of Illinois, not very far, a stone's throw away from Chicago. And this young lady here, well, let's just say she's in the news a lot, and for good reason. Now, just to give you a little background on Dolton, it has about 20,000 residents, 90% of which are Black. And Tiffany is about 40 years old and was elected as Dolton's first woman mayor and also the youngest mayor of Dolton. So she has those two firsts, if you will, on her side. Now, she was elected about 3 years ago in February of 2021. And as you can see from this picture here, well, she has quite the attitude. It shows in the picture here with the dog. Okay. Now, I wish I could say it was a good attitude, but I don't believe so. Now, we're here today because finally, the residents, the trustees of Dolton have had enough. They've had enough with Tiffany and her foolishness. And I'm like, thank God, thank God. I don't know what took them so long. Let's just go over to the story here, right? Democratic Mayor Henyard is accused of launching police raids against businesses that won't pay the Queen's ransom. Now, this lady has been holding people's business licenses, liquor licenses up because they have not been making, or some felt because they were not making donations to her anymore. And that's really, really dirty. How do you run a town and want businesses and your residents to prosper, and yet you can't do right by them, right? So let's just read here. This is from Fox News, right? Just hours after reports that the embattled Democratic Dolton, Illinois Mayor Tiffany Henyard was under investigation by the FBI, multiple local businesses were said to be raided by local police. Now, can you imagine that? She is under all types of scrutiny. People are really upset with how she has been conducting business. And in the midst of that, she raids businesses by the local police and, holds their licenses in hostage. Let's just look at a little bit of the video here. I'll play it for you.
Corruption surrounding Henyard in her capacity as Dolton Mayor and Thornton Township Supervisor.
Fair
now
use.
We've learned from multiple sources that federal agents are in fact interviewing witnesses as part of a possible investigation that may or may not result in charges. Did the FBI agents you talked to seem serious about?
Yes, very serious.
Concerns?
Very, very serious. Very.
Lawrence Gardner owns a U-Haul rental and trucking business in South Suburban Dolton and says he went to the FBI several months ago, frustrated that the village of Dolton would not renew his business license. Gardner says he's been harassed and his business raided and shut down by Dolton police. He believes because he refused to make a donation to a civic event sponsored by Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
And I talked to a couple of agents and I explained them what was going on. I gave them all my paperwork to show them what was happening in court and what was happening in Dolton. And they told me they was investigating and they would be in touch with me.
Now, you guys heard that, holding up the man's license, and it's reported that the FBI is investigating her, or they were in talks with him gathering information. So fast forward, you guys, and this came across my desk today, right? Not that, but this, excuse me. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, that's another picture of Miss Tiffany. Oh, Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard accused of corruption, and trustees approved the call for federal investigation. I guess these people have finally had enough, right? Trustees in Dolton approved a resolution to ask for a federal investigation into Mayor Tiffany Henyard, who is accused of corruption. 4 of Mayor Henyard's 6 colleagues on the Dolton Village Board attended Thursday evening's meeting and celebrated after the resolution passed. When I say we are here to save Dolton, I mean that, said Trustee Brittany Norwood. Well, you guys, I'm happy for these people. I am thrilled that they have finally taken the bull by the horns and are going after this woman. It seems from all appearances, from all of the stories that I've heard, not only holding businesses' licenses under ransom, but also she has a charity, you guys, called Tiffany Henyard Cares. And they were doing no reporting on the funds that they were collecting. And the Illinois Attorney General has sent a cease and desist letter to the charity over the foundation's failure to report on the funds that they received and how they were being spent. That's just one of many things, including the bills for the village coming due and them not having enough to pay for it, for even the police vehicles, to pay the note on the police vehicles. This woman's corrupt to the core. And see, this is the thing. And I definitely want to talk about it because here she is, a black woman, and for all intents and purposes, it seems like she's being given a pass because of her color. We must get away. We must get away from identity politics. We must get away from clinging to someone's skin color. Just because they are skin folk don't mean they are kinfolk. Just because somebody looks like you does not mean that they are going to help protect your interests. At the end of the day, Tiffany Henyard is about Tiffany Henyard and utilizing her office in one of the most unscrupulous ways possible. You see, a town cannot thrive, a city can't thrive if it does not have thriving commerce, thriving businesses to help pay taxes, support the school system, to support the local economy. And apparently she doesn't care about any of that. All she cares about is herself living her lavish lifestyle, and misusing taxpayer funds. So kudos to the people of Dolton for realizing that it's about more. It's about way more than a person's complexion or their party. It's about, hey, are the people we're electing, are they looking out for our best interests? And I'll end there.